Hello and a very warm welcome to another episode of The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 3, I want to say episode 6. I haven't recorded for a few days, so apologies if that's wrong, it wouldn't be the best of starts. But what I do know is that for the 4th episode in a row, we're focusing on a big FA Cup tie as our fairy tale run continues. We're in the 4th round today. Who would have thought we'd still be in the FA Cup in February? I know it's only the 1st of February, but still. And we're playing against Peterborough of League One in what was a slightly underwhelming draw, but maybe just about a winnable game. But let's not get too optimistic. But first, since our last episode, we have had a few changes. We've had a transfer. So let's go and have a look at what our Director of Football's done. Obviously, Chris Lewington, it was a pre-arranged transfer. He's gone. He went in before the last episode, in fact. I just forgot to tell you. He was our third choice goalkeeper and no real loss, really. But we have brought in one player who we didn't really need, which our Director of Football's brought in on loan. It's Victor Ortega, who's a 17-year-old regen left winger from Fulham. He's 2.5-star current ability and 5-star potential. He's not got great determination and he's probably not going to feature much, to be honest. He's behind Pinnock and he's behind Ryan Hall in the pecking order. But it does allow us to put Pinnock on the right and have another backup still. So we've got 4 wingers, which is the main thing. He hasn't yet played a professional football game, so I don't think we can really be relying on him. But in other news, we've had 2 more games since our last FA Cup tie, and I'm pleased to say we picked up 4 points and we're still unbeaten. So we went away to Salford just after that magical FA Cup tie against Alfreton, and we nicked the luckiest of 1-0 wins. It was a brilliant game and one of the performances I'm most happy with in this save so far. Jonah Younger, as usual, got the winner, but it was after Mitch Brundle got sent off in the 31st minute. I think that's his 3rd red card of the season. No, just 2. I've told him a bit short there. It's because he's had his 2-game ban for 10 yellow cards as well. That's why I've got mistaken there. But if we go back and have a look at this Salford match in more detail, we were absolutely outplayed in this match. If we can go to the analysis, look at them. They've dominated the possession, the shots. Alright, not the shots on target because they wasted them, but we defended so well in this game. You can see Boateng was a key man for us. And again, Pinnock, who was covering on the right, got the assist. But I'm so happy with that performance. And they didn't really look like scoring despite their dominance. We also had one other game, our customary home draw against Hartlepool, which seems to happen in every league game we play them. Ryan Hall again created chances galore, but the strikers weren't on form in this game, and a 0-0 draw takes us into this cup tie with a little less optimism in front of goal. They're just starting to dry up a little bit. One other thing we want to note from the FA Cup run, it's always the most important bit for the club. After the dreams and the fairy tales of the fans, it all really boils down to finances behind the scenes. So if we go and have a look, you can see we're now, even coming towards the end of the season, still 150 grand in the black with this FA Cup tie at home with hopefully a sellout crowd to boost that even more. But let's get into the big game. We're only going to do the one this episode because we imagine it's going to take a while. We imagine Peterborough are going to dominate us and we'll have to sit there and watch them have 20 shots on goal. Let's get into it. We're not underdogs by that much actually, which considering they're 6th in League One is a bit of a surprise. But let's look at the lineup for today. We've got Mitch Walker in goal. We've got the usual back 4 with Pike, Parry, Boateng and Senior. We've got a midfield of Tracy, Bellamy, who's in for the suspended Brundle again, Ashby and Ryan Hall, with a Younger and Bird up front, looking to have a better game than they did against Hartlepool last time. Ortega doesn't make the squad, neither does Shackleton, but everyone else is on the bench. Let's get into it. We're excited. We're buzzing for the 4th round of the FA Cup. And we're just delighted to be here, which is a nice position to be in. There's no pressure. We're playing against a team playing 4-4-2, which gives us a little chance. And we're just going to encourage them and see what they can do. I'm not expecting too much, to be honest. I don't expect to get through, and I would have preferred a Premier League game. But if we could nick a replay, it would be an absolute dream for us. Because hopefully at this stage, sometimes you only get a couple of replays, and then we're bound to be on TV as well. And we could do with that money, and hopefully our Director of Football will spend it before the March deadline then. We've cleared the early possession and the highlight ends, and 5 minutes in we haven't looked like conceding, and that's probably the only time we're going to be able to say that in this game. We're just going to work in little 10-minute blocks and keep trying to keep them at bay. They are struggling for fitness yet again, whereas we haven't had many games at all. We've only had the 2 games in 3 weeks, as our games have been moved because our opposition have got through in the FA Trophy, but we've got through in the big one, which is more important. Ashby with the big ball up to Bird, who flicks it on, but there's no one getting on the end of that, and Peterborough can just bring it away comfortably. They're playing comfortable football at the back. We're not pressing quite as high today, but we are still looking comfortable with those 2 banks of 4. My favourite little phrase from this series so far. But here they come. They're keeping possession nicely, and to be honest, they're playing round us quite comfortably. They've got the ball into the box, but their header was straight at Walker. And quarter of the way through the game, we would have taken this so far, to be honest. Couple of shots each way. Nothing clear, but I am going to regret saying it, as I usually do. Senior wins it back, though, and Ashby with the big clearance doesn't find Bird with the pass. And they've got in behind now with Mason's cross to Elliott, and we are 1-0 down. Tom Elliott up at Peterborough, that's a bit of a strange one. But they have taken the lead, and unfortunately we haven't looked like scoring yet, so I can't imagine we'll get back into this one in a hurry. Here they come forward again, Senior heads away, but we're camped out here at the back. We're 25 yards out where our midfield's sitting, and we can't win a game that way. We will have to think about something later on in the game, but for now we just want to try and keep it 1-0 going into half time. I know that's a big ask with a step up in quality, and you can see that how comfortable they are on the ball and playing around us, so I'd be surprised if we manage to hold out. But with 10 minutes to go to half time, we've got a first dangerous attack. It's a set piece to Tracy, and it's not dangerous anymore because Tracy decides he can shoot from 30 yards, and it is absolutely nowhere near the goal. And Peterborough are back on the attack now. Hall's won it back, but it's deflected off their player, and they're bringing it forward again. This Yearwood in the middle's just dominated the game in there. He's got the game by the scruff of the neck. He's dictated the tempo, and he's been spraying it all over the place. Ashby finds Senior, and we're not getting it away very well. I don't like the comfortable possession there. We nearly made a mistake, but it is Peterborough coming forward again. It's not sticking up top, and it's just bouncing back from halfway, to be honest. Here is that Yearwood again. He's got the ball out. They seem to be looking for him every time, and what a ball that is. But Mason's offside, and we get away with it. This Peterborough side look really dangerous. You can see why they're in the playoffs in League One. But we have got a free kick with Hall, and it's well over the bar. We have to say we played MK Dons earlier in the season. For those of you who missed it, we nicked a win against the League One third place team, I think they were at the time. But they didn't dominate in quite the way we did. Peterborough have been here, sorry. They were a bit comfortable in the first half, but in the second half we were threatening on the counter-attack. But we haven't had any attacking threat here whatsoever. We've had a couple of set pieces which we've wasted, and other than that, it's been all Peterborough. And as a result, we're 1-0 down at half-time. We're going to tell them they were disappointing. The one thing I would say for this is we don't look like we're at our best, which is only 1-0 down. To get away with that is a good result, to be honest. We've not held it up again, but we have managed to get the free kick this time. If you can give him a yellow card and we can get running at him, that'd be good. There we go. We've got Martin Atkinson in charge of this one. I don't know why they've picked a Premier League referee for this tie. I'm sure it doesn't need it. I was going to say, we're not the dirtiest of sides, but we're definitely not with Mitch Brundle not in the team. 5 minutes into the second half, we haven't had much to speak about yet, but we have got a goal kick here. Will it bounce straight back? Of course it will. And the front two have run through us, but Boateng sweeps up well. Mitch Walker with a big clearance here, but it's not reached Bird, and it's been cleared again by their midfield. Ball into the box for Elliott, and that's tie over. The FA Cup dream is going to end today. We're 2-0 down to Peterborough. We can't say it's not expected, but hopefully this full crowd will give us a little bit of a financial boost and allow our director of football to actually spend some of the budget we've got left. Remarkably, it says Ryan Bird's not having a bad game, so I'm guessing the balls up to him haven't been good at all. But here's Bellamy with a free kick into Tracy, and it's straight at the keeper. As the commentary says, he should have scored. It looked like a clear chance, a free header, but he's put it straight at the keeper. A yard either side, and surely that's a goal. There's another cliche from Sky Sports commentary for you. Yearwood's got it in midfield, dominating the game again. The ref's playing the advantage on the edge, and Walker makes a save from Mason. Let's make a sub or two. We're not getting far. Actually, we'll wait for the attack. I'm superstitious like that. I've said it already. Ashby with the clearance. A Younger who's going to be one of the men to come off at this rate. Tracy's coming forward on the right. Big ball up to Bird. Has a shot from 25 yards, but it's gone comfortably high and wide. A Younger's going to be replaced by Adam Idar. Josh Ashby's not had the best of games, and we'll bring on Connor Coventry. We'll see if these two can make any difference. Adam Idar's got a bit of quality up front, and a Younger's form seems to be starting to drop off now. The last couple of games since that Salford game, not only has he not scored, but he's not played well, got in behind or anything. Here is Idar up front holding the ball up well for Bird. That's what we want to see. Bird's got him in again. He's held it up well again, and it's back to Bird. Bellamy's got a man over on the right. It's Tracy. Can he get the ball into the box? Idar's there, but Baldwin clears. Out to the edge to Bellamy, but his shot's blocked. And at least we're having a bit of possession and pressure now. Coventry's got it on halfway. Finds Bellamy again. In behind to Idar. He's in the box and shoots. A quick turn and snapshot, but it's over the bar, and it remains 2-0, but the signs are a bit more promising since Idar's come on. Parry wins the header, and Bird again. Can he get Idar in again this time? He can't get him in behind, but Idar's got it on the right. Crosses for Bird, and we've scored. I don't know how that's happened. Idar's cross seemed to lob the keeper. He's appealing for something, the Peterborough keeper, but Bird on the line steals the goal and it's 2-1. And can we carry on this dream run? We're still in it somehow. And Ryan Hall's looking like the dodgy man who's going to be coming off. But Bird could be the hero yet again. Bellamy wins it back and we're all over them now. We're first to everything. Tracy up to Bird. Holds it up for Bellamy. Tries to get it out wide. It's Ryan Hall on the left. Crosses in for Idar. I thought he'd scored. It's just clipped the bar on the way over. We're going to take Ryan Hall off to spite that good cross. He's not been great other than that. He's struggling for fitness, and we'll bring on Mitchell Pinnock, who in a couple of big games has played really well for us this year. And with 15 minutes to go, we just want to keep that pressure on and get some deliveries into the box. I'm so impressed with how we've played in this last 15 minutes since the first two subs. But Peterborough have got the possession this time and they seem to be getting through us a bit easier again. It's Rose on the edge, blocked for Yearwood, the star man, but he's put it wide again. They've made a substitution and with 10 minutes to go, we've just got to throw everything at them now. Bird's won the flick on, it's not golden to anyone though, but Coventry gets it back from the poor clearance, but Bellamy gives it away and Mason's in behind and this could be it. Finds Rose, but he's put it miles over. We're going to go 5 more minutes and in the last 5 we're just going to chuck pressure at them. I'm sure we'll need to, but if we could nick a replay here it will make such a difference to our season. We look so threatening on the counter now. Idar's working himself back into the team and the Youngers run may be coming to an end, but we've misjudged the clearance. Rose has got him behind, but Mitch Walker makes a great save. We're getting caught at the back a bit too easily in this game, but they've got so much pace and quality up front in comparison. They deliver the corner now, which Bird heads away, but unfortunately it's going to fall straight to a Peterborough player. They've got 3 at the back there against R2, and they're just working it out easily. Baldwin out to the left to Hedges. He's made a difference for him since he's come on. Parry heads away strongly as normal. Bellamy finds Idar on the right. Can he deliver? What on earth is that? He's played a 60-yard diagonal backwards pass to our left centre half and Coventry finds Bellamy. I have no idea what he's done there. And Rose has got him behind. He's going to score. No, Walker makes the save. But the only reason he's got in there is because Boateng was caught so deep from that awful crossfield ball and Idar might have worked his way out the starting line up there. We're going to go attack him. We've made a quick pause for it. We're going to run at the defence and pump balls into the box. Get a bit of concerted pressure on for the last few minutes. How many minutes stoppage time are we going to get? We need a bit of help from the officiating team here. We've got a Premier League one, so hopefully they'll be able to sniff out any time wasting from Peterborough. Let's see, 4 minutes, we'll take that. Let's see if we can just get one more chance. They always talk about that one chance, but it's just about over now. And it's Peterborough with the corner. It's going to be game over. But what an effort we've put in. The first half we got outplayed, but we looked so threatening in the second. And in the end, we're a little bit unlucky to go out. We'll give them a bit of praise because they put in a lot of effort. They were just unlucky. We'll see what they've said about it and we'll have a quick look at the difference it's made to the finances. If we go and look at the league table quickly, we can see they've been almost a full fixture list because not many other teams are in the 4th round. We've got a game in hand, but we're still in the playoffs by 3 points, which is a really good turnout. We're going to nick that 6th or 7th just like last year. It says a lot really. We haven't changed our squad a great deal. We haven't progressed too much, but we've still got a fairly settled team. So I'd imagine we're probably going to finish in that similar region between sort of 6th and 12th, the bottom half of the top half. And if we can nick one of those 2 playoff places, we'd be absolutely delighted again. Let's go and look at what they've said about the game. They've just said we're defeated. They were a superior side, but you can see not by too much. They had a little bit more possession and a couple more shots, but we put in a really good effort there, and I'm quite happy with the performance overall. Let's go and have a quick look at our finances to see if they've changed. You can see they've gone up another 70,000-80,000 there, so it has made a difference. Not as much as we'd have hoped to, or if we'd have got a United or City and got on TV, but nevertheless that should keep us in the black for the rest of the season. The one other thing we're going to do before we leave is just go and have a look to see if there are any jobs going, make the most of our reputation being a bit higher. There is one that I applied for last month, which was Port Vale. They're struggling in League 2 a little bit, but the main reason I want to go there, if we have a look at their facilities, is just that they're quite a big club. So they've got a 20,000 all-seater stadium. They've got adequate training facilities and average junior coaching and youth recruitment. It's a huge step up from where we are. The one problem I have got with it is they seem to be planning to move into a stadium with a 9,000 capacity, which I don't really understand when they've got a 20,000 seater. I've seen this a few times on this game this year where teams have been moving into much smaller stadiums and I don't really understand the reasoning for it for costs, because whatever you're going to be paying in rent you're making there, and if you get a good manager like myself, as I'm proving on this game, then hopefully they'll be moving up the leagues in no time. But now our FA Cup run's over, let's go and have a quick look at the schedule. We'll pick up a juicy doubleheader to come back for. We need to show you a bit of league action. We haven't for some time. Let's see when we can come back. We'll try and leave it a few games. If we go for around the start of March, hopefully we'll be around our youth intake time as well. So I like the look of that Eastleigh game on the 14th of March, and we'll either play one before and after that as well. But that will be all from this episode, and that will be it for this FA Cup run, unfortunately. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please put a thumbs up on the video. It's much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for regular Football Manager content, including new episodes of this head coach series every Monday to Thursday at 4:30 PM, as well as other Football Manager content and sports games on the channel too. A big thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.